Being a marketer's no sweat. You just have to manage dozens of channels, launch hundreds of campaigns, score thousands of leads, and okay, fine, it's a lot of sweat. Unless you have HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools to help you do all that and more. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Welcome back to What's Up Waco, the podcast that loves to introduce you to the people, the places, and the properties that make Waco an excellent community to live. Hey everybody, welcome back to What's Up Waco with your host Erica Boisvert. Today I am joined by the Helbergs, Yvette and Phil.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hi guys. So we were just talking about this, but you were legitimately one of my very, very, very first episodes ever.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. 21st
Literally
floor.
at the top. 21 feet up.
Can see McLean.
I know, and this is like the best view in town, I think. Except I want to get to the roof, but they don't let people up there. Lame.
Liability.
Liability, yeah.
I'll sign a waiver. Very cool. So you are the owners of Helberg BBQ.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes, that is correct. And so you've had kind of quite the few past years, ups and downs and all the good things. So for people who aren't familiar with you, can we back way up to the beginning of Helberg and the chemistry and all the fun.
Helberg.
The chemistry and also the chemistry, the cooking chemistry. So
that was born on a farm in Central.
Whoa. Fast forward a little
Maybe
bit.
too far back.
A little bit.
Maybe too.
Let's see. We opened up in Waco in 2018 in a trailer outside of Pinewood. And we're there for a year and change. Mm-hmm. And then opened up our brick and mortar on Highway 6 in 2019. In May of 2019.
It's like Memorial Day weekend, basically.
Mm-hmm. Which is like such a fast timeline to go from truck to brick and mortar. That's awesome. Is that indicative of how well people were liking it, or was it just
we need to get out of the trailer?
Okay.
Leap of faith. It wasn't, we saw it as pretty low risk because we had served barbecue on that property over summer of 2018 when it was Valley Mills Vineyards.
Okay.
We went out there. We were very successful there, just out of the trailer in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. And the rent was cheap, and it was so we rolled up with everything we came with was basically on a trailer. Like we had pits on trailers, our kitchen was on a trailer. That was what eventually caught fire and burned the building, but it was hindsight it was not low risk, but we thought we're not going to be in a position where we're going to have to take out a loan to like finish out this building that we don't own.
Right. Yeah.
So we're like, we can just we can do this on our own, and we just saw the lease as pretty low risk for us. But we knew that we had a decent market in that area.
Yeah.
And it was closer to home. Like we just liked it.
Did you notice, way closer to home, right? Did you notice a difference when the vineyard went out? Like, had you built enough of your own brand and your own business?
It happened to be that, so we moved in, we opened up there 2 months after the Texas Monthly like top 25 best new joints list came out that we were on. That came out in March. And then so we were already getting a lot busier at our trailer in town. And then we had actually put that new Highway 6 address that was in the magazine. So
perfect.
That helped.
I'll bet. Super helpful. Okay, good. And then everything was going great.
Relatively speaking,
as
business
restaurant
owners.
Life.
Yeah.
And owning a business. Who knew?
Overall,
then this little thing called COVID happened.
COVID happened, right? Changed the way we did business for a little bit.
But you guys pivoted really well through that.
We did.
It ended up being a huge blessing for us.
Yeah, we ended up growing through COVID. It was such a amazing blessing.
Well,
it
made us start doing things that we just never did before, like taking call-in pre-orders. Because when we started doing the drive-through, the COVID edition drive-through.
Drive-through number 1.
1.0.
Drive-through number 1, COVID edition. Most of our business was being done over the phone. People were calling in their orders, and then they'd come pick it up in the drive-through. Mm-hmm. And then when things started opening back up and we could have people in the dining room again, we were like, we got to keep somebody on the phone because people are used to this now.
Right, yeah.
And like we can have the main line open and still be taking call-in orders and like it just worked.
Keep it
And
all
that
going.
was me
that
usually.
single-handedly,
Yay.
that single-handedly like doubled our business when we started doing that.
And you could still have like butts in seats and people
Mm-hmm.
pick up. Yeah, because I'll tell you what, being able to pick up dinner
Yep.
on a busy fall, heck yeah.
You know
that
the
was-
system.
Oh man, it saved our butt a few times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you walk in there and walk past this line of people like suckers.
Right.
Going to get
I'm
my
just
food.
picking up my food.
Yeah.
And catering.
Yes.
When did that come into play?
I mean,
Was that all the time?
It was always
It was
there.
always, it's just definitely grown in
Mhm.
the last few years.
Yeah.
Post COVID, especially.
Yeah.
It's grown a lot. And I mean, our ability, last weekend we did cattle barons.
I didn't
Yeah.
know you guys did that.
Yeah, so we did
1,000
cattle
people.
barons,
Oh,
1,000 people.
That's crazy.
That's
a
our
lot of freaking
That's
people.
our third 1,000
It's a lot
plus
of baked
people.
potatoes.
It's a lot of baked potatoes.
That's a lot of like temp checks, quality checks. Like the consistency for 1,000 people is mind blowing.
And that was our third event.
One this year
here.
that we've done for over 1,000.
That's
We did
awesome.
FCA banquet in April, and then we did a Midway ISD teachers lunch in August.
And
So
then this one.
yeah.
so. If you had to choose, just run the restaurant for the day or do catering. Like,
Catering.
Catering, 100%.
no way, really.
It's
100%.
guaranteed sales.
You're both. That was so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because you're not living with the are people going to show up or not.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So like when we did, we shut down for cattle barons this last weekend.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, even
I did see
a
that. I
couple
should've
weeks
put two
ago,
and
we
two together.
randomly shut down on a Wednesday,
Mhm.
right? And that was out of the blue, but it's because Monday we got a call for a catering on Wednesday that was worth more
200
than
people. It was
Oh, so that's
for
more
Amazon.
than you're going to do.
It was like, the ticket price on that catering was, I think,
Double.
3 times the amount that we would do on an average Wednesday. And so I was like, well, yeah, that's a no-brainer.
That's it, right? I was going to say no brainer. Done. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I love you. Come tomorrow.
right.
yeah, it's a guaranteed sale. So
Yeah.
it's just and
Well, and hopefully people understand that
Predictability.
too, right?
Predictability or unpredictability is the
Mm.
biggest margin killer in the restaurant business as a whole, but especially with barbecue, because
Okay.
your waste is expensive. you
Y'all
know?
have, yeah.
yeah.
You have expensive stuff. And you don't have like alcohol sales to offset it. Like a typical restaurant.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's where you're getting all your cash, right?
Right.
That's where you're
I mean,
positive.
Doesn't
even
money.
in the
expire.
new place.
Yeah. And it can be in a bottle for forever.
Well, and
Yeah.
even in the new place, it's still going to be BYOB or
Right.
free beer Saturdays. I had someone actually bring that up a couple days ago to me, like, "Oh, I remember when y'all had free beer on Saturdays.
yeah.
That was the first time I came to y'all's place." I was like, "It'll be back."
Oh yeah.
Because that was so
give me a second.
smart. It was so smart. And it was such a cool way to get around like the petition and all the nonsense.
My
that came
favorite
with
was
it.
getting complaints about the type of beer we had
Oh
for
my
free.
gosh.
Oh, stop.
That was
Yeah.
my favorite. I was like, "I'm sorry."
People will complain about anything,
What?
dude.
You
Like,
don't have no Coors Light? Like,
if you want water, it's over there.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
this
from
is a-
Colorado. I can say that.
nice.
Um.
Well, yeah, tomorrow. Homecoming. Yeah. Homecoming.
Oh.
We'll have free beer tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
This will
Saturday.
come
So
out
we still
after
do.
tomorrow,
It will.
but
Sorry,
y'all.
you missed out, baby. But it's good. Go check out another Saturday.
Yeah.
So speaking of the new building, so we'll just glance over all of this. Well, see, but I don't want to glance over. Okay, fire. Ooh.
So fire
Ugh.
was almost a year
Heartbreaking.
ago. It's been 11 months
That's
since
crazy.
the fire,
Mhm.
which
Has it
is
been that long,
it has, and it doesn't feel like it, but it does and doesn't.
right?
You
I'm
know-
like, because I think we've all gotten so used to you being just a little bit further down 6.
Mhm.
Which didn't
And
start till
now it's
May.
like, cool. Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because we
Yeah.
started construction on the new place in May, and
Mhm.
we're supposed to finish in February, which really isn't that
That's not
long.
bad.
But it's because that we started 6 months after the fire. It feels like a lot longer right now.
Mhm.
Had we had started construction, December on the new building, we would already be in
You'd
it.
be good to go. Yeah.
We'd actually be in it already.
Right.
But we just didn't start till later because we still had to finalize engineering stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's
Well,
about
and luckily it's where it is, and you don't
Yes.
have to deal with.
relocating again.
Well, and also
We don't have permits.
some stuff.
Like,
Not that
we
you're
don't have-
seeing Phil right now. He's shaking his head
He's
right
shaking
now.
his head. He's like, nope, we never deal with any of that.
Mm.
Um,
We've
yeah.
had third party inspections, and
Sure.
we'll have more, and we'll have like ADA. But
Mhm.
I mean, we've hired all the professionals to
Yeah.
design everything to where that won't be a problem for us.
Yeah, and I know Luke was stoked on helping you guys out with it,
Mhm.
being hired to
Yeah.
do the work. But so yeah, you've got great people behind it. It's
Definitely.
gonna be excellent. The location is really cool. I suck at turning in and out of that driveway. Like
Well, you're not meant to turn left into there.
Yeah.
But
I'm like, but my home. And then,
Yeah.
no, we get it.
You can thank TxDOT for that.
yeah, they make some cool choices.
Well, they're aware people are going to do it, whether or not it's
That's what's crazy to
marked.
me. We
Right?
had to spend a lot of money and wait 6 weeks to have a traffic impact analysis done. For them to then determine that we have left in, left out, or right in, right out access only. After I read the TIA. I'm not a expert, but like I read it and our engineer read it and was like, yeah, this proves that, 70% of your traffic is coming from the south, from Waco side. And so it would stand to reason you should have a left entrance.
You should.
No. We're going to put a big fat median.
I was just going to say, and the median is what kills me. Like, yes, I have
I watched a
truck,
Bronco
but still,
drive directly
I'm just
over
saying,
that thing the other day.
If you ever saw a Ram do it, no comment.
Y'all are high up.
I'm like, what? I know, doesn't it? So I don't even notice curbs.
It's kind of wide, actually.
Got super stoked on that.
It's got to make a wide turn, and it works just fine.
I mean, anyway, but whatever. It's in a cool location, so it's all worked out. When is it opening?
February, ideally.
Ideally,
Yeah,
okay.
it should be
That's
right
kind of
around
like
Valentine's Day.
Around Valentine's.
Aw, what a good date. Go get some barbecue.
Mm.
Very cool. So that was a lot of fun. Changing, bouncing back, but it was also a lot of faith, which is something that I love about you guys.
I mean, we only got through, so, fire happened the 26th of November. We reopened we opened on the 22nd or 23rd of December.
December 22nd.
That was our first day back as a drive-through, which is a miracle in itself.
Yeah.
People they have no idea
how
difficult it is to get back open.
When we didn't
especially on the property that we were on.
Yeah.
Because we had to have all new electrical, all new plumbing run to those trailers. And then this isn't the same as just a food truck.
Sure.
This is, we're still maintaining a staff of 10 people at the time. There's a smokehouse with, 2 pits in there. We have to have dry storage with the proper lighting and everything. So we had to get shipping containers in there. Like electrical had to be run to those.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm laughing because of that. Remember the inspection, that whole mess pre-fire, right?
Yeah.
And then you handled all
that $40,000 reno that got burned up 6 months later.
It all went. Yeah. I'm just like, man, it's like left and right and left and right and left and right. You guys were getting.
And we didn't hire a restoration company after. We had 2 options. We knew both of them, but we're like, we're just going to do it ourselves. We don't have the money to pay for that.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
But it's cool.
And
our community came in and helped us. Our chiropractor came in. Shout out to Redeemed Chiropractic. Woohoo. They came in and helped us tear things down.
Yeah, some of our friends from church or even one of our former employees' dads came and helped us tear the trailer apart.
That's so cool. But it goes to show kind of I know sometimes people are like, oh, people who talk about God don't really love God. Like, it's so fake. But I think that the community you've built kind of proves the authenticity of who you are as people walking in faith and just as cool human beings. So it was really crappy to see the fire happen, but it was really neat to see people rally around you and help you whatever way they could.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's one of the biggest takeaways, which is sometimes hard to, remember that blessing and that perspective in the midst of financial struggles and such that we go through on the day-to-day, to remember look how far God has brought us in this time, because would not be here if it wasn't for God. Honestly, our friends from Lubbock who started that GoFundMe texting me the next morning, can I start this please? And I was like, sure. I've never really seen GoFundMes take off, so I was like, go for it. Thank you for reaching out.
Not gonna say no.
Not gonna say no to anything
especially
right now.
after finding out how underinsured we were for that. Which is just word to any business owner out there. Make sure that you're reviewing your policies and that you are. It stinks. Insurance is expensive.
So expensive.
But I never thought that would happen to us.
It's also more expensive to not be insured because insurance companies won't pick you up after because you claim something.
Yeah.
Fun fact of the day.
But
fun fact, business ownership, home ownership, all the good things, right?
Make sure you're properly insured. You don't want to be in a situation where you're underinsured after something bad happens, because I said, never thought it would happen to us, but then there we were.
Right.
So.
And it's not here's your check.
No.
Oh, so sorry that happened. Here's your check.
No,
it's
that was a whole fight.
We need you to prove this and that and blah.
Yeah, and then in some cases, we have friends that are going through this right now. You have to. They had a small fire in their building, a smoker builder, but it's you may end up in a situation where then you have to hire somebody just to fight your insurance company for you, and then they get a cut of it.
Right.
So
everybody's got their hand out.
It's such a predatory situation. People vultures, they come in.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. I'm like,
But
insurance is a whole other.
Yeah, that's another podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Another day.
So be sure you're completely insured. Double check your policy and make sure you have all the things in place that you need.
Yeah.
Solid advice. But now you've handled all that. We're about a year out, and you're just trucking along. It's awesome to see.
It's yeah, I mean, we're reminded regularly that it is, by no small, feat that we've made it as far as we have, that we're almost a year removed from it. And there was so much uncertainty right when it happened, but God can take your mess and make it your message. And I think that if anything, I want people to look at that situation and just get hope out of it, not just that we were able to persevere and push through, but to look at the way that people came together to make it happen too. And those,
I mean, our church showed up big for us. I mean, the next morning I was at church at 8 a.m. meeting with staff, just talking through things. And then I went to,
we didn't know where else to go.
Yeah. He was actually at the restaurant, and some people from church just showed up there and didn't know he was there, and was able to pray with him. We had a stranger that morning come in and pray with us at the shop. We were there at like 7:30 to check on some stuff, and he just rolled up and asked if he could pray with us. And then I was at a friend's house that's near church, and I was there for 6 hours after that, like half crying, half just enjoying, and she was helping with our son because she has 3 or 4 girls, and so it's nice.
So she's like, ooh, a boy.
She's like, ooh, a boy. I can have so much fun today.
How fun.
And just the blessing to have that community.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, people at church just helping us however they could, asking what we need. Senior pastors met with us that week to try to brainstorm business ideas.
I mean, I think that's the coolest thing, is that it's kind of like a grassroots effort, right? Like, you're not a big corporation coming in and being rescued by your corporate umbrella. You literally had $10 here, $5 here, helping hands here. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome.
And we belong to a really big church. Like, we are, we're small in the big church, but that's what's really cool to witness, is how small the church got in that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just how small it felt. Like, everybody came around us. So I think, in general, a lot of people's in the public's perception on the church is like, it represents a lot of good ideas, but the people kind of ruin it, and then, but because it's imperfect people. And I think that's what a lot of people just don't understand about the church in general, is that, like, we are imperfect people. And so
that is who's coming together.
to see the people of the church and, the church body itself be the light there, like, really be the church, come together and do what we're, called to do, is, I was proud, I'm proud to see that.
It's a very put your money where your mouth is kind of moment, right? Like, this is what we're called to do. So go do it. And, and community members. And, I just think that was really neat to see people just rally, totally have your backs. And now, so exciting. I love watching it all come together. But so I'm shifting to your new location. Yeah. Are you going to keep the loafing? It's not a loafing shed because you guys don't have animals and horses, but that big part where the picnic tables are now.
So that's going to get moved over.
Okay.
So if you're facing the front of the building from the road, on the left side, there's some ramps going down on the side of the building. That's where that seating area is going to go. And our plan is to turf it, actually, and have it be like a fun kids area, and we're going to fence it in.
Neat.
So kids can run around. Yeah, let your kids run. Y'all can sit and have a beer, whatever you want.
Just relax.
Relax a little bit.
Enjoy some barbecue.
Yeah.
Do you have, let's see, I mean, we should get businessy. Do you have specials coming up for the holidays or events coming up that you want to share? Classes?
I'm holding off on classes until we're in the new building. Just like stuff with construction is really picking up. Like, we're going to I got to run back to the shop, bring the pit right over there to McLean after this, and then go back there for a meeting. And we just have a lot of construction meetings right now. And, any given day I can get a phone call that is like, hey, we need, you
need to do this.
You need to come over here, and we got some questions to go through.
Yeah, like, I need to bring a forklift down at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay, fun.
It's getting busier, and just overall business. This is our busiest time of the year.
Okay.
And so I'm just taking a little break from that. until next year, probably until we're in the building. Because the last few classes we've done have just been at our house.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Which is fun. I mean, it's fun and not fun, right? I love getting to host people at our house. Like we built our house in a way to host people. So I'll completely move my dining living room situation and put tables and chairs and house 20 people in our living room, in our kitchen. Okay. Which has been a lot of fun. And also to bring people just into our home. Grant, I don't disclose my address until after you pay me money.
But it's
fair.
But it's just, it's another, like, we're already busy and trying to keep up with keeping our house clean and everything like that. And then inviting 20 people and having a barbecue class. I'm like, it's just extra that if we can, it's so much easier when we can do it at the
building
store.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then you have access to all of your equipment, right? So you just be like, here.
I would rather wait. I think it's a better product too. I think the class itself is a better product when it's at the shop. So I want to wait until we have that up to resume those. But I absolutely will keep doing those. I actually did my first sausage making class earlier this year, and I want to do more of those.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to go to that one.
Especially after deer season.
Yeah, because deer season ends in January. After January,
so good timing.
Look
at that. Boop, boop, boop. I know. I need to do that. I was doing one of those silly quizzes the other day about, like, what have you made from scratch? And sausage was one
I
of the
saw
things
that. I almost did it.
Do it. I was like, man, I suck. I haven't done that and this and that on the list. So I'll do that one.
Hey.
And Scott loves that jalapeno cheddar. So, like,
I'll teach you how to make
that's
it.
all he ever does. Well, no. I'll still come buy it because I, too, don't have time to just make sausage. But it'd be cool to
It
learn.
is very time.
It is very time consuming.
But that's fun. Okay, so classes are on hold for a little bit.
Thanksgiving. That's the big focus right now.
Like you said, you've got
holiday wholesale stuff right now. Whole turkeys, hams, briskets, ribs, sausage to pick up. Already cooked. You just got to reheat it yourself.
Nice. Okay.
Which we give you the instructions. We give you
I think
carving.
Did you just do a post about turkeys like a couple days ago? Okay, yeah. It is that time. It is that time.
It's that time of year. And we shut orders down 2 weeks before.
Yeah, you have
which
to.
is super close. Oh yeah, we have to because
so for anybody listening, those orders close November 14th.
November 14th.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will air before then, so that's good.
But yeah, those can be, it's all ordered through our website. Okay. And depending on basically the only thing on that menu too that we can't ship nationwide is a whole turkey. Everything else, if anybody's interested.
And sides and banana pudding.
We haven't really figured out a way to do that. But like whole briskets, racks of ribs, turkey breasts, sausage packs, we can ship
nationwide.
Nice.
For all the holidays. Any time of year. I can ship. I have been shipping.
Yeah. So if you have, whoever's listening, like if you have nationwide clients or a family or we can do all of that.
I shipped a brisket to Colorado last Christmas because they go to Colorado for Christmas, but they do Thanksgiving here. Okay. Their daughter's in Colorado. So I shipped it to them so they could have a brisket for Christmas.
Aw, a little bit of Texas and Colorado.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah. Ooh, I should send my dad some of the pesto turkey. He's in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so that's a big focus right now. And then getting through the holidays. And then, boom, it's going to be time to open. Like, time to get all that stuff finalized, right?
We're just going to be locking in on, like, hiring, training.
Okay.
Moving in. Details. Like, we have so much stuff to move in there,
Oh my gosh.
We're going to try to have as much, as soon as I'm able to get, because we have equipment in storage right now. Actually, a friend of ours is letting us use his warehouse. Shout out Robeson
Construction.
Nice.
They're letting us store stuff there.
Cool.
So we need to pull all that out. As soon as I have basically drywall up, I asked our contractor, can I start moving stuff in slowly so I'm not cramming this in 1 week?
No. Oh my gosh.
He's like, yeah, or we could put it into the middle and then start moving stuff as we need to move it to its spot. So
they can work around it a little bit.
Yeah. But I want to get as much in place before we have to do the big haul of stuff.
Yeah. Well, and even checking it all, right? Because being in storage for that long that's a long time to not be in use, right?
Yeah.
So nice. Okay. Yeah. That January is going to fly by for you guys. It's just going to.
We're taking our last family vacation between Christmas and New Year for a hot while.
Yeah. So if you ever think you want to open a restaurant, think long and hard.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of restaurants opening up. Have you guys does that affect you at all?
A lot of places are closing too.
Yeah.
I was just reading about that today in Houston. The oldest Japanese restaurant in Houston is shutting down.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
We had one of the places I worked at in Orange County shut down, and
Which
they
one?
were Taps Brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had people like tagging me and sending me stories. I was blown away because that place made money hand over
There was a
fist.
place at the Tustin Marketplace that shut down too. That Irish pub on the back corner of it. They shut down too.
Really?
Which I was like, dang, they were good.
And that's like long standing. I mean, Marketplace. But anyway, sorry. Segue. Sorry. Whoops.
Tangent, sorry.
But have you noticed any of that or like, because I think the barbecue community, y'all are pretty tight. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting at is Terry Black's. Have you noticed any?
I was like, I think I know where this flag is going.
Well, but then also there's like Broken G. Broken G's, he's very cool and over at Backyard, and he has a different
style,
totally different style and different meat offerings, which is where it's like, that's a cool balance, I think. But like everybody wants to do what's new. So have you noticed a difference?
I mean, yeah. You always see a difference when a new place opens up.
Right.
Like I'm sure when we opened,
like,
people saw a little bit of a difference just because it's the new place to go, new place to try, right? We have generally different markets too, though.
Okay.
Like you have to think their location is literally next door to Magnolia.
Right. Way different.
Which is much different than us out there. We're more travel destination. Is that what you said you would consider us?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Go.
Here's my thoughts.
Go with your thoughts, Flag.
And do you want to share these thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, first of all,
yes,
it's hard. That's a hard question to answer because we're not comparing apples to apples. Like,
right. That's fair.
Can I see a difference? I don't know if it's because we're outside now. We don't have a building anymore and it's 110 degrees out.
A lot of factors.
You know, is that Terry Black's or is that just summertime?
Okay.
You know, I could answer that question in a year from now when we're in our building and it's like, okay, fair. this is what I know a Saturday during football season on a home game day looked like in the building before the fire, and this is what it looks like now. Mm-hmm. Then and even then it's like, how's the team doing? That also,
so many factors.
So maybe a more accurate one. The more accurate one would be like, what does our Father's Day look like? Okay, you know, in the building. So, and I know our Father's Day this year after Terry Black's open, we crushed it. I mean, like we usually do on Father's Day. It was massive. So like, do you see tons of people talking about it all the time? Yes. Like, you know, the different Waco Facebook groups and like it used to be, you know, anytime people were asking for barbecue recommendations, it would be like 10-1 us over some of the other places. And now that doesn't look like that anymore. And a lot of people that live in Waco recommend going there because they either haven't been out to us. They
a lot of people don't know we're open,
middle,
fun fact.
A lot of people don't know that we ever opened back up after the fire.
Okay.
And it's just location, it's proximity, it's a statewide, you know, nationally known brand. It's a 100-year-old brand. Mm-hmm. Well, it's like a 10-year-old brand that branched off of a 100-year-old brand. Yeah. But people don't know that either. Right. You know, they just know the last name. So it's I don't know. I think we're doing quite well. Awesome. I'm happy with how we're doing. Do we need to still double our business once we move into a building? Yes. Yeah.
But I think we will. Capacity too.
Right.
Like we're gonna have 100 parking spots.
Yeah, that was always what held us back.
Nice.
So it's like on the one hand,
like getting in the dirt and going like,
On the one hand, I look at, you know, what our sales were. Like I said, you know, fall average weekend or spring average weekend when we were in the building pre-fire. And there's sort of like an asterisk by it. Like you're comparing how we were when we had a brick and mortar to like now or when we will have a brick and mortar again with more competition in the market. But also we have twice the amount of parking that we did before. So maybe those things will just even out, you know, because that was even at our busiest times. You know, yes, there wasn't as much competition in the market, but we held ourselves back by just not having enough parking. We would do more business. We had open tables in a full parking lot. Yep. You know? Yeah.
Okay. So basically all barbecue is good barbecue and welcome barbecue. Mm-hmm. And your biggest competition is your year over year.
I think it's just, I think it's actually cool now that, again, like to reference the recommendation threads that pop up all the time.
All the time.
I see more other places being recommended too. Like I see Broken G being recommended. I see Papa Jack's being recommended.
I see a lot of Papa Jack's.
Yeah, a lot of Papa Jack's is coming up lately.
Yeah, so it's cool to see other like local family owned places getting recognition as well. You know? And you have to focus on that and be proud of Waco for that, because it's easy to look at that place getting absolutely slammed to the gills every day. And it's like, come on, guys, let's like
spread the love, or,
you know, not just that, but it's, you know, you want to see crowds flock to, you know, support places that are locally owned.
100%.
That's really it. You want to,
that's why we do this podcast.
Right. You want to see that getting favored over chains.
Yeah.
You know, just in general, like as somebody who, and they're obviously, it's not like chains moving into town hurt a community.
No.
Like there's tax dollars being made, there's jobs being provided. Like there are obvious benefits to it, you know, but we're in that period right now where we have to make it through. We all talking about like local barbecue places. We all got to make it through the next few years before we can like relax in that, like, okay, it's proven we can all still eat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's absolutely
we can
true.
all still feed our families and we're good, you know?
Right. Which is what I think people forget about with the small local places. Like your business level determines your lifestyle and how your family's faring and all of that. And, you know, you don't have that built-in little catch-all
well, and also
safety net.
On the financial end, like all the local places, most of us don't have more money behind us.
Right. That's
like
I
think
one
of
that same
that cushion.
net.
Which is hard.
The support system of like 3 or 4 or 5 other locations that, like, if one location isn't, like, if you're not doing that well that month, it's okay because your other two out of your other 5 locations are making up for it.
Right.
You know, it's like one store.
Yeah, Rob, Peter,
You know.
Paul, everybody's going.
Right.
Yeah.
For us, the way we look at that, like the equal and opposite for us, and that is like, well, our summer stinks, but our spring makes up for it type of thing. And so it ends up coming out, the way it shakes out at the end of the year, I always tell people, is it like whether or not we end profitable comes down to 2 months out of the year, because you have 3 good months at the beginning of the year. You have 4 really bad months in the middle of the year from like June, July, August, September. He kind of comes back a little bit.
Weird. Okay.
But like, well, you have January and February are down. It's either too hot or too cold to go out.
Right. I'm like, that's historical. I mean, for restaurants in general, that's pretty.
March, April, May are gonna kill it.
Right.
October through December are gonna kill it. They make up for some of the slower months, and then out of your profitable months, you can just take one of those and just send it to taxes. so like take all of that profit, just send it to taxes. So then you're left with like 1 or 2 months left that ends up, you know, being what you're
So you just need those really great months to average out the year, and you're good.
Yeah, it's changed our perspective on how we focus on, you know, where we put our energy. You know, it used to be like, let's try to get these slow months to not be slow. And you're just, you know, fighting such an uphill battle that to an extent, it's like there's nothing you can do to make July busy outside of July 4th. August is really the bad one.
Nobody wants to go anywhere.
Yeah,
And
August is
so
there's nothing you can do to make August a great month unless you get lucky and you get some really big events to cater.
Which we were fortunate this year too.
Good.
Yeah.
But that kind of needs to be like your focus for the summer, is like, who's throwing a party?
Well, it's more so like, how can we really maximize our homecoming weekend? How can we maximize our graduation weekends? How can we maximize Father's Day? Like those times when we're know we're going to make money, don't run out of food, you know, like sell it. You're going to, they're coming.
It's coming.
So sell it, you know.
Very good.
Because that extra, you know, 5 briskets that you can sell that day, if you have it, that's 5 that you couldn't sell in August. Basically is how it
no, that's a good way to look at it. And I like, it's also a mindset of abundance that you're like, if I'm having a slow but somebody else is having a good, then great. That all works out. So, which is, again, just the type of people that you are. So very cool. Okay, we're going to wrap it up, but I want you to talk about the best way to connect with y'all. Like Instagram, Facebook, what's your favorite way to connect? Website, and things coming up. You said November 14th is the cutoff date for Thanksgiving orders.
Yes.
So share that. How can people connect with you?
We have Instagram, Helberg BBQ, Facebook, Helberg BBQ.
Find us on Instagram, Facebook. We are also on TikTok now.
No.
Thank God I
Both
don't
of
have to
their
do that. Hey, you got to do it. It's hard out here.
You
know what I'm saying?
No, it's hard to be a business owner. You got to dance and shake it and point at stuff in the air.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Our website, we actually
Website,
have a lot of information on our website.
Good,
Just
okay.
helbergbarbecue.com.
Cool.
So catering, pre-orders, shipping, all of that stuff. You can check us out there.
Very
That's
cool.
like the best way to reach us. But yeah. I
Okay.
think catering, man, that's the biggest thing to get the word out
Heck
about.
yeah.
It was crazy doing these 1,000-person events. You know what everybody's response was whenever we were like starting to work with them on is, oh, I didn't know you could do an event this big. So like we can cater 1,000-person events.
Catering.
We
is
did
good.
1,300 for Midway in August.
Yeah.
If you're having a party, you don't want to cook. Just hire Helberg. Well, I like cooking.
Me too.
But I would still, and then Scott likes to make brisket, but I would still get your food. So follow them, and heads up for people who don't know, y'all are open.
We're
You'd
open.
be surprised.
I'm
That's
telling
amazing.
people
We
now,
get
they're
calls
like,
at least once a week. So when are you going to open back up? Like we have
been open.
Did you see on the China Spring page someone asked about the barbecue joint on Highway 6 that
They didn't
burned
even know
down
our
last
name.
year?
They were like,
no,
what?
what?
It was such a slap.
It was like 3 days ago.
Dude, I hope I commented. I would be like, you mean
Oh,
Helberg?
everybody
It's still
commented and
open.
tagged us on
Okay,
it.
good.
Whatever happened to that little barbecue place by the
They
by the
scooted
crossroads that burned down? Did they ever open back up? And it's like, half
Yeah.
a mile
Yeah,
down the street.
it's just right there.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the construction?
I tell people now, and they're like, I can't wait. I can't wait for your building open to come out and eat your food. And I was like, you don't have to.
You're like, could you come out now?
You don't have to wait. We're open now.
Right
Same
here.
food.
Same food
Probably better, honestly, than it was.
because you got time in.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
Smaller staff.
higher attention to detail, which
Nice.
obviously we're hoping to like control that scaling back up.
Sure.
The fires had some benefits to it on us being able to like roll some things back, really put them under
Really
the microscope.
dial it in.
Dial things in
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
No, that's good. Okay, so they're open. Come get
see
you some
us
barbecue.
Wednesday to Sunday.
Wednesday. Oh yeah, I've done that too.
And call us.
Call us. Like
Call us.
call the phone numbers that are listed on Google because we will tell you what we have left. If you want to pre-order, it's just a useful thing to call. And I always appreciate when people call at 4:00. Hey, do you still have food before I drive out there? I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, some weeks last week we were sold out every day by 5, and then yesterday we didn't sell out at all. So I mean,
That's
just
so crazy.
always call. You never
because
know.
we went to get lunch and you guys were already sold out of sliced brisket, and we were like, okay. But I think that's good too. Like moms, when you're struggling and you don't want to make dinner, or you ask people what's for dinner, and everybody's like, I don't know. Pick up the phone at 10 o'clock, order yourself some dinner from Helberg, pick it up on the way home, and you're golden.
Yeah, because you
So
can
many
pre-order at 10 a.m.
Curbside.
to pick up at 5:30
That's
and
perfect.
have that for the family.
Talk about a solution, because I hate making dinner.
Efficiency.
Every
Trying to
day.
make it, without online ordering, we're trying to make it as convenient or efficient
And
as possible.
real quick, in the new place, we are going to have a little market inside with sausages.
Ooh.
Little
and
meat market.
Meat market
We'll
in
take
there.
it back to the old school of
Have
barbecue.
some
So
raw
cool.
cuts of meat in there that you can buy steaks and take them home so you don't have to drive all the way into Waco. Ground beef, like things like that. We're going to have more options in there to just pick up and go home with
Nice.
that you can cook at home if you want.
It'll be our little like Helberg BBQ Cracker Barrel market.
That's
in
over-
the middle
yeah.
of,
Are you gonna have a little like knickknacks
We're gonna have
and
trinkets.
stuff too?
Yeah.
No, I
And
love it.
I want to get some other like local. We want to use local ranchers.
Yeah.
I was just gonna. Okay, I was gonna ask off mic where you're gonna
That was-
source it from,
yeah.
but I
we,
wasn't. Okay.
We have some connections with local ranchers
Cool.
to provide, because like you can get steaks at HEB, big deal. It's like
It's
the
so
same
different,
stuff that I
though.
could order, but like if I can
Yeah.
like all these other ranchers, they don't sell retail. It's all direct to consumer. And so like if we can, which we have kind of researched this enough to know, like get it set up with the processors that are USDA, so we can get the
USDA,
blue
yeah.
stamp, and then we can cut all the stuff in house and sell it and whatnot. And you can have access to locally raised meat, that without having to buy a half steer.
Yeah.
If you want to just go try.
Without needing 2 full freezers in your garage.
Right. And
Yeah.
and $2,000.
Yeah,
Like you can go try the ribeyes from, this local rancher.
Sure.
And then maybe you do eventually end up to make that investment, which I would encourage anybody to do.
That's
Oh.
what we do.
It's worth it. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Only
that
in China Spring, we're lucky.
that probably won't be day one, but that's like very much so wheels are in motion for
That's
that.
so
I have
cool.
the the big case already.
How local is local?
Like,
are you going like as far south as like 44 Farms, or are you really staying like
we're trying to say local.
Super local.
Yeah,
nice.
like Crawford, China Spring,
nice.
you know.
Oglesby, to
maybe
China
Iron
Spring.
Table, like they're out in
Okay.
like Gatesville area,
Yeah.
you know. If
Okay,
we want to get
cool.
some Wagyu in for like holidays or something, you know.
You want to feel fancy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's very good.
But yeah, that's up ahead in the Helberg future.
Oh, I love that. Okay, which means people need to follow you on social and they need to check out your website to know what you've got.
For sure.
Very good. Well, don't miss out. They're definitely still open, definitely still making the good meats. Salt, pepper, and a prayer. Do not miss out on Helberg. Thank you for coming in today. It was nice to see you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Always happy to have you on. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah.
Like after you've been open for a year. Open. They're still open.
Yeah.
After the building's been done for a year.
Yes.
Very cool. And that is What's Up Waco.
Have a topic you want to talk about? Do you have questions about Waco, the real estate market, how to sell your house, what to look for when you're buying a home? Send me an email, ericasellstexas@gmail.com. Shoot me a text, 254-447-0180. Happy to chat about it. Find me anywhere you listen to your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production. Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support in a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. Contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.